once again, I'm back with part 2 of this color of Esau video. And just real quick, I'm going to go back to Genesis 25:25 and just show you a little bit from certain authoritative sources. Now, I know a lot of Israelites out there don't like to use the commentaries or even other authoritative sources written by the so-called white man, especially if it doesn't agree with their doctrine. But I'm just going to show you a little something, because this also shows that these authoritative scholars, they know what color the Israelites are. All right. So the commentary on Genesis 25 from the Keel and Delitzsch commentary of the Old Testament, on Genesis 25 verses 24 through 26, when it talks about Esau, it says, "And she was delivered, there were twins, the firstborn was reddish, i.e. of a reddish brown color." Then they quote 1 Samuel 16 verse 12 and 1 Samuel 17 verse 42 when it describes David as ruddy. So they know that David was a reddish brown color. And we know how a reddish brown man looks. It's a mahogany color, you know, and it's a nice complexion. Many Israelites have it. The Latin brothers have it. Brothers from all tribes have it, you know, because we come in all shades. And they say all over, like a hairy cloak, his whole body as if covered with fur, with an unusual quantity of hair. And they describe a condition called hypertrichosis, which is sometimes the case with newborn infants. And that is true. You can look that up, and you'll see a lot of pictures of hairy people, hairy babies. It's a condition that they have, but this was describing a sign of Esau's excessive sensual vigor and wildness. And we're going to go back, and I'll show you from another authoritative source. We never got the definition of ruddy that they give us here. To dig deeper on that definition, let's look at the International Standard Bible Encyclopedia. Okay, from the International Standard Bible Encyclopedia, under ruddy, as written in the scriptures. Notice how they quote 1 Samuel 16:12, 1 Samuel 17:42, Genesis 25:25, Song of Solomon 5:10, all of the verses that I just read. It reads, "Ruddy is the form taken by the adjective red when used as a term of praise of the human skin, and this is its use in the Bible. The Hebrew and the Greek words are all usual words for red or to be red." Notice this. The dark-skinned Hebrews found great beauty in a clear complexion. So they know that the Hebrews were people of color. And they admit that they were dark-skinned Hebrews. Okay, so right here, the authoritative sources agree with the truth. And so these are books that are valid to be used on this topic. All right. Let's get back to, now let's continue on. Zechariah chapter 1 verse 8. It reads, "I saw by night, and behold, a man riding upon a red horse." A red horse. That's word 122. You know, we covered that. Adam, rosy, red, ruddy. And we can see how a red horse looks. He's not red. He's not blood red, and he doesn't look white. And you can't see the red through his skin. You're gonna find out that all these pictures of red that's described in Scripture, they all look the same, from the red man onto a red horse, a red heifer. Here's something else that's interesting. Notice here where it says, "Were there red horses," then it says speckled and white. Now let's look up the word speckled. This here is the word, Hebrew word saruk rather, word 8320 and it says bright red as piercing to the sight. That is bay, a bay color. Brown Driver and Briggs, it gives us sorrel, reddish, tawny, bay. Now if we look up bay, let's look it up in Webster's. It says red or reddish, inclining to a chestnut color, applied to the color of horses. Now we know chestnuts are not bright red, and they're definitely, all right, we know what color chestnuts are. They're a brownish color. The shades of this color are called light bay, dark bay, dappled bay, gilded bay, chestnut bay. In popular language in England, all horses are called brown. Now, you can see the color of different shades of a bay horse. They give you red, but the shades of the bay horse are actually different shades of brown, from light to a dark brown. So we can see what's going on with the word red. Not once does it talk about anyone being white. All right, let's finish this up. Genesis 25, verse 30. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name was called Edom. All right, the word Edom in Strong's. Edom from 122, which comes from 119, red. All right, it's related to the word Adam. And his name was called Edom because he ate the red pottage. Do you know what the red pottage is that he ate? In Genesis 25:34, that red pottage, then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Now the pottage is soup. You should know that already. It's a boiled soup. But he ate a pottage of lentils. Lentils it's a red bean. You've heard of lentil soup. And many of you I hear them out there. They're saying, you so-called white men, you are Esau because you like your meat red or raw. You're greatly mistaken, brothers. Greatly, you're mistaken, real big. And I know somebody will come back and argue and say, what about Hebrews chapter 12? Well, let's go there. That way we don't have to hear that. Hebrews chapter 12. And I hear this quoted a lot. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Ooh. All right, and it's true. The so-called white man does like his meat rare. But see, Esau, he didn't eat meat. He didn't sell out for meat. Just look the word up. More people need to look up the word instead of listening and repeating the words of others. These other people are leading you astray. Strong definitions for that word that's translated meat in the King James Bible. Let's put it up here. It's a Greek word, brosis. Comes from 977. Abstractly, eating, literally or figuratively, by extension, concretely, food, literally or figuratively. All right, so he sold out for some food. That's what they're telling you right there. Now you can see here it's been translated as meat, and the same word has been translated as food and eating in other parts of the King James Bible. But that's not the meaning of that word. It doesn't mean meat. It means food. So no, Esau did not sell out for a piece of raw meat or rare meat. That just doesn't fit. It contradicts the scriptures. The scriptures say he sold out for lentil soup. All right, so we need to study and get this right before we go out in the streets preaching and carrying on. Let's lock this down and get it right. And I'm going to continue on. My next video, I'm going to cover the blessings that were given to Esau from Isaac, and also the blessings that were given to Jacob. We're going to get to the truth of that, because many brothers have that broken down all the way wrong, and I will cover that. But for now, I'm going to leave you with this. Like I said, any arguments or debates on this topic on color, I welcome it. Uh, I don't welcome any nonsense. Let's just stay technical with this in the spirit of truth. With that, I'll say shalom.